Business Service Television Network na lepletana sandok seriba cheulgi akana bathorum nei Makokthongbasingi Wari hariba thorum sibo mieng tabira viewers mu kurumjari loinen ngasi ge episode dum taram oksari ais bina Makokthongbasingi Wari puthokchabagi marueba pandamamadi tasengna any individual amana magi hainajari basinpamda the mana honajari bathabuktuda mai balpo matamda ikoina lepletana hantawi thijai unana bahonajai wari watai sajai ikoina sajari bo wari sina afaba marama moiraga tips moiraga pautak moiraga tungda lakadoriba tasengna mai paknima miwisingna kanaba kharapi bangam labagdi habisina ekoi thamjariba certain objective tuni hariba thorum si lepletna meng tabibaga loinena thawai hapiriba viewer singbu ngakholeitan thagajba phonokchari loinena ngasigi episode sida yamna nahawediba saknareba fashion photographer ama unajananabagi damak ekoi studio da hojik lengsin bina lebiri hojik lengsin biriba saknareba film photographer si Suraj Nongmaithem hojik unajari Suraj ngasi aikoi studio da STB studio da lapi maruena hojik fashion photography si karino anda kramain tok dana masi ekoina tamgani aduga magi market sina kala delay kayam yamna through this profession ekoina paisa tan ba yai my avenue ka se masi khangjan bagi tungan ba question kara on my track I do have some quite a few questions in for you adu hojik ngasi gi show sida lakpe ba saruk ya ba sigi damakta nungai ba phongdok chari adumbu taram na chari you are welcoming to our show face to face.
Thank you so much for inviting me for the show. It's a great honor.
Yam nungai Suraj. So yamna tamjaning mana. For the last many years, hojik sahi kun manga ong sure and magi hepok sara pomatam dudagi Suraj si Manipur da pangna laiba phangjadaba. Amarom da haraga masi laibak thiri bani adubo magi phibamna adu family gi ngasai kitang mobility yamba sigi background se ni wari sajarakani aduna mapanda yamba lairakpa schooling mapanda torokpa dagi atopa country zatana sum laihibadagi Manipuri loan si yam nungaijari di hoji sam sang na matam kuina kainer bhokta magi mother tongue si adum still intact thamaga atopa language singsu asuki matik command leina marwane English ta yamne hena fluent oina phajana ngangbi adu ngasi di aina wari sanajari se bot English and Manipuri animok se tuna yaulaga wari sanabi tanjama adumana piun haiba matamda Suraj na yes I'll try and hai masigi nungaijabasi ai phauje adu Manipuri moina aikoi gi imalon ngangjebagi nungaibado ngasi Suraj phangani haibda masu yam nungari adu wari si pure singing mapamda sima hanbo ni wahdu wen thamjeraga wari sanabagi tanja si lojiri aduna ai hanbo wahang si Suraj fashion photography haibase what is considered fashion photography?
Photography, say, the basic definition that everyone knows, no? Basic definition, say, drawing with light, drawing with light. So, fashion photography, the akoina idea se creatively, visually combine puthakte no, adu combine show the world, adu fashion photography ne. So, even if we think of anything, any dream or any idea in our brains, we as a fashion photographer we will try to make it a reality. So we will create amazing imagery with beautiful clothes, beautiful people, and try to portray this story behind cultures, tradition, or clothing. So that is what fashion photography is.
Yeah, of course, I do have that very beautiful answer for you. And then now I'm coming to another question. That is there any types of fashion photography? Otherwise, style. When we talk about types or styles of fashion photography, could you have some ideas about this? And what do you say on this line?
Yes, of course. Fashion photography is yamna type lege. Aina taubasi editorial photography ga aina magazine photography ka camping photography ta hoya adum. So but people can do they can do street photography hojik world street photography street fashion photography yam henna famous hoye hojik importance layer all these fashion shows, the London Fashion Week, the Paris Fashion Week, the Indian Fashion Week, the hojik loimak street photographers na yamna phasab photos namme aduga editorial photography si karino haibase magazine aduga magazine and designers ki photo shoot tawba se editorial photography kawe akoina aduda akoina story and ideas se client ki stories magazine ki stories se kamaina visually show tawdino adu akoina planning tawraga akoina show tawe adu editorial photography ne aduga there is also catalog photography where if you see so many e-commerce sites these days like Amazon laire aduga Myntra laire so many e-commerce sites are there in India and also abroad, so all these photographs for like these catalogs are done by catalog photographers who shoot 100 200 clothes in like 2 days. They will shoot like in like 5 minutes they will shoot some photographs to like complete these catalogs. So this is called catalog photography. So there are like many more type of fashion photography which we can keep going.
Ado hoji habiba matamda editorial sima fazana tawre na hai ko ado ngasai gi high fashion photography dumana lakpa maruina adegi street photography ka haiba se asi hoji manipur da akoina phaujari ne asi bit new ado kari no kramai to no ka haiba se ado sigi wari se makha dum laksage ado hoji mathang da Suraj da lakningi se ai wahang se aina kari gum pamba aina kari gum tawge hai se certain magi akogi inspiration khar change influence khar change ba ado what were your early influence to get into fashion photography?
Since the beginning when I was in a student I was in my childhood itself I was always taking my small camera and shooting my travels, my if you shoot a flower or like if you're shooting your parents, you're shooting your friends. So adum tawraga ina yam photography se yamna interest develop tawre aduga ina after my 12th I decided to do my bachelor's in mass media, and during that time mass media tawbada aina photography subjects yam pamzare aduda aina music concerts photographed away different publications for different publications, and I also was doing documentary photography during my bachelor's. Aduda fashion industry se yeng aduga yam interesting oibase I wanted to see what is it about. I wanted to challenge myself more. I wanted to join a different industry where I gi visual ideas to create over medium label, you know. So I was trying to like find my place where I can show my visual ideas, and that's why I decided I'll take fashion photography.
That's a really very good answer. Aduni yam khangning se adum haibire adu mi se yamna interest sima yamna marue aduga committed to bisangeba aduna apaw mi singi wari si tasengna magi consistency, perseverance, commitment adului sangina adu hoji habira promotam da Suraj ki yawin khali then hoji makata ba yi question wang si lak tring in Suraj gi family background se khangning and at the same time isa gi education se marwin schooling krai tori adu karmai to in mobility yam me family gi kari gi to se karmai to no and adu hanu ta hero
aigi ai se kaching dagine aigi baba se kaching dagine aigi mama se Imphal dagine akhoi se army background the like bagi my father is in the army, so I have stayed in so many cities all around India and probably changed 8 schools during my childhood. Every 3 years we will go from one place to another, so I think because of that only I developed an interest for different cultures and different traditions of like all these cities I've been to and all the states and the people you meet. Adusu Manipur also I stayed for like 2 years during my when I was younger, 6th and 7th standard. I was here in Manipur, and I always loved Manipur because of the culture I'm part of. the tradition and culture, which is so fascinating to the whole world. So I've always been lucky, I would say, to be part of this culture where it's so different. We are a mixture of so many like different cultures, as I would say, like we are a mixture of Hinduism and our older religion and everything mixed. We are that's how we become Manipuri.
Ada sida I'm not learning ina. Huji kano se Suraj gi kano se pabung se army de lay khange kari maming ko ye imagi ming kari ko ye duga isin house na kaya no adu kari no huji army gi kari post no si pari se dum hai.
Aigi babagi ming se Nongmaithem Nabakishore kawe adugi aigi mamagi name se Nongmaithem Saroj Devi kawe. Aigi baba se hujig army da colonel ki post laye.
Posting the right tari.
Akhoi posting the Shillong da yam nungayo da.
Shillong tari.
Shillong
tari. Adi Suraj is now the cano.
Aigi only one brother. He is right now in 12th class. So all struggling with the boards, I would say, like all of us.
Kaino di saigi schooling di khara di dum home ko. City me am jaya am lo in sale tame. Adu maru ina 10 standard ka yo 12 ka yo persuade di khara settle tor right tame kramai tori.
10 standard se ina Mathura da tame. Aduga 12 standard se Barakpur, West Bengal da tame. Adum shift away adu 11 12 ina Barakpur da settle oraga 12th complete away Barakpur da aduga
graduation di kramai tori hosi ki tamak padudi kai tame.
12th loraga aina 12th the science background lawe. PCM, physics, chemistry, maths. Adusi am palm de adusu taure aduga aina aigi parents they am forced tauraga mass media loge tauraga mass media loge tauraga aina apply taure Mumbai da because I got into Xavier's Mumbai. They were very happy because one of the most reputed colleges in the country. So they did not say anything after that because it was a good college, it was a good course. So they finally decided they let me take a bachelor's in mass media from Xavier's in Mumbai. So after 3 years over there, I was doing advertising. And I worked for a year in Singapore as a brand manager, kind of a position in a brand, for a brand. But I did not like advertising that much, or I wanted to be more free and independent in my working. So I decided to study more and go to London and study my MA in fashion photography from London College of Fashion, which is considered like one of the best colleges for fashion in the world. So I was very lucky, I would say, to have not had the background in fashion but be able to like get a seat in London.
Asida Suraj learning is Maruena Saint Xavier issue was had in the country quite a repeated dignified top college ne the mass media tore isi ID is very well and good adugumba maram the schooling is yam lui tambam yam lui institute is yam lui ba aduna yamna duma entity level adugumba mafam dai tamakodo aina hojik fashion photographer am oiba haise oiba habe se freelancer ma'am lay the masu interest lay na sangba ma'am lay si course tam da ya yabra tam da di we yabra duga tam ta ga di se yam awang ta ga ni ano ko ngai gi MN fashion photography du ngai gi London College of Fashion tamok pa si di yam awang ta ke for this study ni du gi wari shu hang ke ba ada kana mu winning adi yam draba da ai koi tam ga da bra tam ga na kari tam ni natraga tam moidra
I think photography if you want to take photography as a career option, I think you need to be able to understand everything, how it goes in the industry. So you need to know how the studio works, how the lighting works. You need to know how the equipments work, how the photography equipment would work, how the photography ideas would work, how the industry itself would work. So I think for that, some small course is always important. It's always important to do at least some course in photography or fashion photography, specifically to be able to understand how the industry actually works. Without that, obviously you can Google and YouTube, but that will obviously not be enough to understand truly how the industry actually works, because it's a very like difficult industry to crack anyways. It's a difficult industry to like understand how you have to have contacts, you have to make contacts with people, you have to make a team, you have to know how the lighting works. You can't just come to the studio and take a camera and shoot something. You have to understand how different types of lighting. There's continuous lighting, there is strobe lighting, so there are different kind of lighting which you have to understand. It is also a part of education. So you, as a person who if he wants to do photography as a career in the future, I think a small course is obviously important. And then if you want to pursue it way further, then you can do like a degree.
And what about you? What about you? Because already you have completed your course from a very reputed place like St. Xavier's, and even you have worked for a branded company too.
Yeah.
And you are not satisfied with that. Actually, you wanna to continue your study, further study in photography, and they went to London. So why? Kari si isa da simbagi curiosity, eagerness, pendri haido. What is there in the course? Visit London tam kari yawi. Kari tamis.
London College of Fashion, the Akoina mostly Akoina say ideas tame, how the creative ideas you will portray, how will you be able to make these beautiful stories. So that is the most important thing which I learned from that university. For them, they would teach us technical stuff as well, like they would teach us how the technical parts of the studio works, and like how those were workshops given to us. But the most important part of any beautiful photograph is not the technical part, but the idea behind it. So to develop that idea is what is important, I think. So that is what the college and the university provides over there. It gives you the level, a stage to perform these experiment with your work. So you have this opportunity to experiment with the university, the students in the university, the talents, and the other creative artists in the university. So that is the kind of like collaboration which is required. So because technical parts of, as much as it's important to know every technical part, it is not as important as to be able to create a story. So
adu similar da hoji technical know-how se masi hoji university sange aduga maruena kind of masagi aigi tongan bamapam dagi lab ko marma pangsing collaboration to way whatever there is no ada maruena equipment in terms of masagi camera gumbase masidi hoji ki world si masi tasing ha koi technologically yamna koi change to reba adu maruena hoji ki seasonariba Suraj equipment su home me amla angani maruina professional camera sing kari no ji yam kan seasonary se do world ji yam demand to si in terms of sagi magi result si compromise tok da bhai tare apa ji kai sin
hujik se aina digital photography to the aina Canon 5D Mark III used away aduga lens aina 7200 millimeter lens. Canon ki one of the most powerful lenses I use for fashion photography. I also use 2470 for wider angles to have the whole backdrop and everything. So it's like you get more backdrop and the person is smaller. So you need to have both to be able to portray a story. You need to focus on the clothes, but you also have to focus on the surrounding. So that is the kind of like lenses I use and the camera I use. But hujik se world lot of people are going back in the history past the hujik chale. People are using those film cameras, the film rolls and film cameras. They're going back to those beautiful Mamias and Pentax from those generation. So people are going back to those cameras right now. Even I have experimented with those cameras when I was in London, because there is a fascination with the whole processing and developing darkroom the pamaga photos se combine develop the process se yamna interesting way for for people also in the industry. So they want to like also the colors, in the film photograph the colors are different from digital photographs. Remember our like older photos, the colors are a little faded, but the colors have a very rich tone to it. Digital photograph the amna direct shota hai na. It's so sharp, everything is so proper in digital photograph, but in film photography there is there's this process which everyone loves, but also the color and the tone of the photograph is so interesting that people are going back to those cameras.
We cannot forget the history and the retrospection am tori yam phai ko diso adu maruena left chang the dark room the command process to ka bagi hanagi hojir koi wari ga su thiri yam phai da learning is because when you talk about saigi magi background hai depth si lehenba the composition itself hai frame amagi that composition is very creative interpretation kamana creatively madu interpret tawni hai bagi composition se as for you actually I'm talking about you karmai semi karmai story se develop tawi maruena akoi gi kitang exemplary when hai tare isana tawhiba phajaba story kari yawi karmai tawi kitang wari libiro na karmai semi.
So I will tell you like probably 2 photo stories of mine, like from London. So one of my favorite ones is the recent one I did for a magazine called Metal. It's a magazine from Spain. So I say these modern cowboys की story represent हुए. Idea first of all produced away, and then I told my team, the team of people I have, the team of people who are like my stylist, my makeup artist, my hairstylist, and the set designer itself, what are we going to like show from this story. So the stylist has to bring clothes which look like a cowboy, right? They have to be modern, but they also have to be the Texan cowboy that look. So he bought us like these cowboy hats, he bought us these cowboy shoes, and like even the pants had like holes and hoops like the cowboys had that time. But these are made by all these like new designers in the industry. So we had all these clothes from like different designers who had made these cowboys. So like if you imagine the story which I was thinking, the designers also have thought. So they have made these clothes accordingly for their own collections. So but like I also thought of a story, and then I could find these clothes from different designers. So like if you think, people are constantly thinking of ideas in their, all these talents are constantly thinking of ideas to portray, and like there's always someone you will find who will be in your wavelength to create one story. So that was one of the most beautiful stories. So in that I think we were in the streets of London near Tate Modern, which is a beautiful museum in London. We took a cafe, we put all the clothes in the cafe, disturbed the cafe, the person in the cafe, bought some coffee so that we can take one table, put all the clothes over there, changed the models. We had 5 male models. So we took all these clothes, all the clothes Laura koina cafe the koina studio shame. What would you say? The makeup room same. So we did all this makeup and hair over there in the cafe, and then we went out and shot the story in the roads of London near Tate. So it came out really beautifully. I think you will be able to see later.
Feedback feedback.
The feedback was amazing. A lot of people, after it came out in Metal magazine, after it was published, a lot of people who did not know me started like messaging me on Instagram, and like they were telling me how beautiful the story is and how innovative the story is, because obviously it's kind of innovative to like it's a very difficult task to make a story come true, because we have to go through a process of like humongous 1 week 2 week process of getting that one particular story. So we have, because we have to get the clothes, we have to do all this, we have to ship all of these things. So at the end I think the feedback was so good that I was really happy that it came out that well.
And what about the other story?
So one of the other stories would be this very simple shoot we did with two girls in a studio. So let's talk about a studio shoot now, right? Because I've talked about like a location shoot. In a studio shoot is kind of easier. You have everything inside, right, in the studio. So you have the makeup area, you have the hair area, you have like the railing to put the clothes, iron them in the studio. So we were creating a story about women in 1980s doing housework. So they were like housekeeping, but they all their clothes and like their makeup and hair were the 90s makeup, the 80s makeup. So we similarly we did the whole like mood board, and we created this like whole like idea, and then we shared it with all the team members. And like the makeup artist was amazing in creating a 80s look. The hairstylist was the most important part, because 80s the hair se humna different way, right? Today the hair is different, the 80s the hair is different. So it was a big task to make the hair look very big and volume. You have to put a lot of volume because of the 80s hairs. So we did that, and then we shot like in the studio with like the broomsticks and the vacuum cleaners, and like it's very fun. Two models, and like they were like interacting with each other during the shoot. They were brooming the studio, the backdrop. So it looked really fun. So that is one of the stories as well.
And then Suraj, actually coming to the point, how did you organize the models and do you have your original team matching actually in terms of when you talk about these hairstylists, makeup artists, designers, etc. So how do you make out your team?
So yes, I have some like makeup artists and hairstylists who I constantly work with. You always have to have someone you trust, right? And this is an industry where like one mistake can ruin the whole shoot. So you don't want to like have someone you literally do not know. So once you start trusting someone, trusting a team member, you want to constantly work with those people always. So I have always had like 2-3 makeup artists and hairstylists I always work with. And the stylist usually changes from like time to time, because with different stylists comes like, once you become better and better in your own industry, you want to have a stylist who can pull higher and higher brands. So when I started, I used to have a smaller stylist who could only like pull like smaller brands. But now I have the best stylist in the industry who can like pull the biggest designers in the world, like Gucci and Prada, and they can pull those clothes for our shoot. So yeah. So as I said, like there's always a team.
And what about models?
Yeah, the models, of course. So the model process itself is a long process, I would say. It takes like a week to finalize models. There are lot of agencies, modeling agencies in India and abroad, where they cast a lot of like new models, or like models who have already been there in the industry for long. So they send you a package. Once you request them for a package, they send you a package in your email, or you personally meet the agency. So they show you the models they have in their book, and then we decide on who to take. So basically for one shoot we will take 2 models if the shoot is for 2 models. So we will talk to probably 6-7 agencies. So I will personally talk to 6-7 agencies for like a package. A package will consist 10 to 20 models. From those 6 agencies, I will then choose 2 models for my shoot, because these are very like, you have to have a certain look for a certain kind of story. So like if the story is about a ginger hair woman, so you want to have models who are ginger hair. If the story is about Asian, so you want to have someone who is from the Asian heritage. So you constantly have storylines and models. So we do that.
So actually you are mentioning so many new and very innovative ideas, creative ideas, of I mean story your story kamai no sigi how kind of a story comes to your mind kamai lai isi mayam khale isi jinja here example sai two models actually roaming in sai thabak the working women sing at man uli kholi to ma'am se idea si kamai lai aduga sigi idea si pira kanda mayam na nang feedback phangni sigi credibility si certainly will get kind of credibility from your story kai si kamai khale
so a story can come from anywhere, I would say. Like the idea to make a story comes from maybe reading a book or watching a movie or watching someone in real doing this particular drama, or like seeing someone on the street. So because world is so fascinating, world the yamna interesting people like interesting movies like interesting books like music like. So when you are like always as a creative person, you're always searching for stories. You always you have this detail vision and a detail in your mind where you're constantly looking for stories. And while I was reading a book, I'm like reading a book and then I'll read something, a paragraph where it's very interesting, so I want to like do a story about that. Something like that.
Adang asai di haigiba Manipur da yam kuina di leitre ado hardly Manipur da lei ado chai anigum su lerme sei tok tere suro pada ado Manipur culture se yam phajai adagi Manipur ki tradition se yam phajai kaina adu world na su ta sengna masi phajai heji khangdana appreciate tawrini na so I di Suraj na masi try to draw Manipur gi culture adagu Manipur gi any in your story si story semba matam se Manipur gi context gi Manipur gi yahun ba Manipur di madman attempt to ba di yaw da pramta
hujik hujik the how would I say till now I have not done it, but I was reading just went to Kangla today. And I was really fascinated with the religion we have, the old religion we have in Manipur. So I was reading about. I bought a book of Kangla, and I was reading about the tradition and the culture we have in Manipur. So I was just right now I was thinking. So I have to do this shoot with traditional equipments we have in Manipur. So I was thinking of this particular shoot where I will mix fashion and the particular equipments and like these tools we have in Manipur.
antiques me amdo
I used the in a fashion story portrait of the I was thinking just right now when I went to Kangla with we have these like beautiful flags, the white ones. It's very innovative because like no one has flags like those in the world. So I want to use those flags as like a equipment in one of my shoots in the future, like in the coming year. And then there's so much more. Like there's like the serpent king which we have, and the symbols which we have, which are so innovative. And I think obviously the designers over here must be using these symbols and motifs in their own clothing. So I want to use these clothing to like portray a fashion story or like a fashion exhibition, I would say.
Yam phai ko admana haibe ani ado hojik se maruina aigi circumstance na haitare mapam da kari da duga tamu mapam dugi mayam tawrosu aikoi gi se we have to come back to akoi gi on masi culture da mu khalakwa the root am thilakwa changi da azai daga hojik attempt tawningi wan khalli ga si yam nungai adu yamna encouraging way azai da ma da maruina hojik se aina mu mathang lakningi bo hang sina magazine se adu yamna maruina worldwide by international magazines ma'am lay adu magazine se could you please name the magazines you work for kai
aine se hojek metal magazine the twice worked for them, 2 stories. For Shun magazine also 2 stories I've done. There's a magazine called Siki magazine, which is a magazine from Italy. I've done stories, 3 stories for them right now. I have been appreciated by Vogue Italia, which is like
one
of the most important things in my career at the moment. I think they have published my work on the Instagram like thrice now. 3 times I've been like shown on the Instagram page, which is a big deal.
Sounds great.
Yeah, which is a very big deal for any photographer, because if you consider Vogue Italia, which is like millions of photographers are trying to get one show, one piece of it.
But we are very lucky, you know,
Very lucky to have been able to like get that much.
Vogue Italia.
Vogue Italian's Instagram area. But I would obviously want to like shoot for Vogue Italia in the future, like create a story as I've created for Metal and Shun, and so there's a magazine called Hunger magazine as well, which I've created one story for. So these are like international magazines in Europe. Like Metal is from Spain, Hunger is from the UK, Shun is from the UK, Siki is from Italy. So there are like various magazines I've worked with in when I was in London at that moment.
ꯑꯗꯣ ꯍꯧꯖꯤꯛ ꯃꯔꯨꯑꯣꯏꯅ ꯑꯩꯈꯣꯏꯒꯤ ꯀꯃꯔꯁꯤꯌꯦꯜꯂꯤ ꯌꯦꯡꯉꯁꯨ ꯑꯗꯨꯒ ꯃꯔꯨꯑꯣꯏꯅ ꯑꯗꯨꯒ ꯑꯗꯨꯗ ꯀꯃꯔꯁꯤꯌꯦꯜ ꯍꯥꯏꯇꯥꯔꯦꯀꯣ ꯑꯗꯒꯤ ꯏꯟꯗꯤꯌꯥꯒꯤ ꯐꯦꯁꯟ ꯇ꯭ꯔꯦꯟꯁꯤꯁꯨ ꯐꯦꯁꯟ ꯋꯥꯔꯜꯗꯁꯤꯁꯨ ꯃꯁꯤ ꯑꯩꯈꯣꯏꯒꯤ ꯒ꯭ꯂꯣꯕꯦꯜꯂꯤ ꯃꯁꯤ ꯑꯦꯀ꯭ꯂꯦꯝ ꯇꯧꯕ ꯃꯁꯤ ꯋꯥꯔꯜ ꯑꯃ ꯑꯣꯏꯔꯛꯑꯕꯅꯦꯕ ꯏꯟꯗꯤꯌꯥꯁꯨ ꯍꯥꯏꯕ ꯋꯥꯅꯤ ꯑꯗꯣ ꯀꯔꯤꯅꯣ ꯌꯥꯝ ꯈꯦꯠꯅꯔꯤꯁꯦ ꯃꯔꯨꯑꯣꯏꯅ ꯌꯨꯔꯣꯄꯤꯌꯟ ꯀꯟꯇ꯭ꯔꯤꯁꯤꯡꯗ ꯂꯩꯔꯤꯕ ꯐꯦꯁꯟꯒꯤ ꯇ꯭ꯔꯦꯟ ꯑꯗꯨꯒ ꯍꯧꯖꯤꯛ ꯏꯟꯗꯤꯌꯥꯗ ꯃꯔꯨꯑꯣꯏꯅ ꯑꯦꯖꯤꯌꯥꯟ ꯀꯟꯇ꯭ꯔꯤꯁꯤꯡ ꯁꯥꯎꯠ ꯏꯁ ꯑꯦꯖꯤꯌꯥꯟ ꯀꯟꯇ꯭ꯔꯤꯁꯤꯡꯁꯤꯗ ꯂꯩꯕ ꯍꯥꯏꯇꯥꯔꯦ ꯑꯗꯨ ꯀꯃꯥꯏꯅ ꯇꯧꯏ ꯁꯤ ꯈꯦꯠꯅꯔꯤꯁꯤ ꯀꯔꯤꯅꯣ in terms of fashion presentation?
I think there's quite some difference, but it's obviously unique to its own country. I think in the UK, talent se yamna importance bhi hai UK da creative artists se yamna importance bhi raga thame, because for them creativity is very important for the upliftment of the country. In India, if you see, creative talent is not given that much importance as much as you would see in the West or like in other countries where they do. So over there, if you see the city itself, there is like abundance of galleries which constantly show talented work, from painting to new painters to like new artists to like new photographers. Their work is constantly shown in these beautiful galleries in London or anywhere. But in India, we lack that kind of like environment for the creative talents to grow. And also, I think that is one of the most biggest difference in the kind of perception of creative talents in both countries. So in India, where people would force you to not take up these, not go into these industries for the only reason that it's risky or it's not a stagnant or salary job, you know. So people are like very scared of these industries, and that's why they do not want their children to pursue these kind of industry, these kind of like jobs in the industry. So I think that is kind of like the difficult part we go through. But I think like that is changing constantly, and I think Indian industry is actually kind of growing at the moment, where like parents are very appreciative of like their children wanting to pursue these kind of like interesting talents which they have. So like I think that is actually changing with the digital era.
Sima khangzereda hoji tasingna pursue tawpa matamda masi profession amoina fashion photography se tawba yabra ina. Here comes another question actually. Masi we can do fashion photography as profession. Say when we talk about European countries, it's quite okay. As you said, with the creative idea, the creative mind, the creativity, we appreciate we. The quite okay. The market European markets in terms of fashion photography market.
The European market say European fashion market is very huge. All the biggest designers in the world are mostly from Europe. If you talk about any famous designer, Chanel to Dior to Prada, all these like designers which everyone knows are basically from the European countries. Maybe from Paris, or maybe from Milan, or maybe from the UK. So the industry over there is humongous. Also the magazine industry in these countries are way ahead of any other part of the world, because they have these independent fashion magazine which keep growing over there, like the ones I have worked with. I know so many magazines of Tabak say is only possible because these magazines exist and are growing in these countries. So the industry over there is quite amazing and actually like very interesting to work in. Also, I think the kind of like financial gain in these industries is way higher than any other country, to be honest. So yeah, I think.
Ada hojik lang ngi china se kanogi Suraj gi say you are now very much expertise in fashion photography is later. Ado can you establish your own market over there in Europe like in UK? Ado ngambra ba hangdok pa ngambra ado nang in terms of masagi earning haiter tan ropers kamai tawge. As when you matter of that story wari im sa matam da what's going to be your earning, and at the same time you can expand your market over there.
Yeah, as an Indian photographer in the UK or anywhere in the Europe, it's obviously way more difficult than the people who are already there, the natives who are already there. It's easier for them. It's also because they are part of the country, and it's easier for the people from the UK to travel in Europe and the people from Europe to travel inside UK. It's not that easy for like an Indian person because we have to constantly apply for visas to work in these particular countries and stuff like that. So it's kind of like, it is kind of difficult, but like I think once you keep working in these industries, people will keep wanting your work to be shown in their publications, or they will want to work with you even if you are based in India or like if you're based anywhere in the world. I think because today the world is so like attached, you might be living in any country but you might be working in a different country the next day. So I think in that terms, I think in the future I see myself working in like different countries, not just in the UK, but like I want to work in Dubai and I want to work in South Korean industry, but like do like stuff in every country, because like I think that's how you grow as a photographer, and that's how you understand cultures of different countries as well. So I want to work in India, and I want to work in Dubai, and I want to work these bigger fashion cities. So it's not that I just want to like live in the UK and like just be established in one country, but I think in the future I would like to see myself also grow.
And the near future the Mujiki plans going to say India is your country. So Tammure adu master in fashion photography do UK tamme is quite good. Adu yam phare Tammure. Then aduda dum work toge habi khali aduga if you want to get back from UK digla kan the India the work towning in the cry the Mujik near future the cry plan lay.
Mujik near future the I say Mumbai the 1 year the work towning I say Mumbai the laga settle over Mumbai ki fashion industry the I want to establish myself in India as well as an Indian photographer. Also I will have the time to like constantly come to Manipur and work on the project I have planned to work on. So I think right now I have plans to be in India for some time, so that I can like also have a name in my own country rather than just like being a person abroad and like not people in India not knowing about me. So I would like people in India to know that the Manipuri photographer is like doing such amazing work in India.
Maruena hojikti Suraj se London dadi you can wave in London uji India da su uji established on yam phai ko se you are that's really very good ado uji haning is Manipur su India si lakpa matam dani Manipur da su photographers me am tole maybe they might be involved in fashion otherwise else mo dum might involved torbe ado hojik tasengna mapani ado atopa countries singi London gumbagi digi Europe countries singi idea me ama digi India gi su chowa akoi metro cities in the level me am gi world se khangina ado Manipur da hojik lai ba yang aspiring kangu me am lei tongning me am lei moi avenue ji phangda moi gi hai su moi gi exposure si tawngam de ko ji adum akoi gi off track we me am yauri ba ado masi kari tawragadi professionally work we ani ado moi gateway moi avenue si kamai phang.
avenues se yamna leye adusu akoina khangdaba. That is the problem. The people who are as budding and amateur photographers at the moment in Manipur, it's like they're not aware of the opportunities they are to work in. Like, if you are a very good photographer from Manipur and you are obviously showing your culture and tradition, as I said, which will be a very beautiful thing abroad, like in Western countries. They would want to see these, like, they're always looking for cultures which they haven't seen, and they're very fascinated with these culture. So there are a lot of like these photography competitions and like gallery which leads to this path towards the gallery shows in Europe or the US. So there are a lot of photography competition which I think the budding photographers should constantly apply for. There are like these Sony photography competition by Sony, Canon, Nikon. These are like these competition they have yearly, and they are like different themes for these competition. So I think everyone should constantly look out for these competitions and apply, because if you get into one of the competition, like if you think documentary theme competition, right, and you show like traditional Manipur dance style or like Lai Horaba or something like that, you show something like that from a country in a very beautiful way, and you show it in these competitions, you might just get lucky enough to be able to like get selected. You have prize money, you have these are further shown in gallery shows all across the world. So there are like so many competitions which you can apply for and get into these gallery shows. So in that way you have this like one opportunity to get your work shown to the world. So that is one of the most important thing every photographer should know. This is what we are always constantly taught, like you have to like constantly show your work, because if you are very talented and you do not show your work to the world, there's no benefit, because like that work is just gonna live with you and not be appreciated even if you're the best photographer in the world. So I think that is very important, to constantly show your work to the world. And today we have Instagram, today we have such beautiful like social media opportunities, because we can, a Manipuri photographer can just like show Manipur in a beautiful way on Instagram and get like the world to see our culture. So that is also very like an opportunity which the budding photographers have today, which people in the past did not have, but like today the younger generation has that opportunity.
Ada sima yam nungai ko bisura sima ada hoji Manipur gi context se lakpa matam dani akoi tawning badi yam leidasu akoi si taseng na yam affordable oiba adugumba mafam amadi aduga family amdi mai oijidri adu how do we start in the fashion photography, like in terms of ngasai magi investment nam changi dana adu kari no kramai tong na koi hobo yani adu minimum investment adu set money ji kramai to ga organize to ni kam chang jan mo se fashion photography tawrage ai fashion photographer mu orege ka haredi tamba hor ko se beginners na kari no kun chang doise.
I think beginning the day hojek, when you are starting, right, you don't have to you can work with your friends who are interested in the fashion industry. You can work with fashion designer students, you can work with makeup artist students, right? There's so many like design students from Manipur itself who are studying in Delhi or studying in Mumbai, studying in NIFT and stuff, like all these colleges. So you have Manipuri designers and students studying everywhere, and they're also studying in Manipur itself. So you should actually create stories in collaboration with these particular people who are also students and like who are also starting up. That's how I started. I started with like working with people who are also at the same level as me, and that's how you keep growing. And you have to always try making these beautiful stories. You have to have an idea. So I think that is very important. So I think it's not just about investment in your equipment or like a course or that matter. I think it's the willpower to create these kind of stories. If there is something you want to create, you should just like go for it. You have to search for people. Maybe you search for them on Instagram, you search for a designer on Instagram, you search for someone who is on makeup from Instagram. Even if he's not a makeup artist, you can just have a friend who is good in makeup or hair and take their help for your shoot. So you can create these stories, small stories, which might not get published anywhere, but you will start having a portfolio. Because publications come later once you have a portfolio. Without a portfolio, you can't pitch to a publication or a client. So you have to have a portfolio, and these portfolios come out of these small collaborations which you can start doing. I think everyone who wants to pursue creative art should have this knowledge.
Ngai Suraj asise ISBG studio da lae aduga isagi professional fashion photography si matang da koina khangdaba knowledge mayam knowledge you actually brought that very new kind of knowledge from London to Manipur. So asi share to busiam nungai ko adana hoji so we will be having another sitting when you establish your own market here in India. Ado India la kan da dusu ahoi ngai li duini ado hoji pam sing do phajana phangba ngamna ba honabiro na de yektana nungsi la agas mai tomna share to busiam nungai. Thank you once again.
Thank you so much.
Hariba wapam si thamjabugul loina ngasi di matang sida Makokthongbasingi wari losinjare men kapir sing arobo namukan na kurum